all right. We're now live and direct, big baby. Now live with Drift Protocol. What's going on, everyone? I am your host, Gaddis TV, and let's get right into the mix. What's going on, y'all? We're now live and direct. I was just mentioning we got a Drift Protocol on for this episode, the 16th episode of the Thug Birds podcast. So first off, thank y'all for coming out, taking a little bit of time out of your day to be on here. And if you're not already, go ahead, hit a follow on. All the platforms are on: YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. And if you're not already, go ahead and hit the follow on Drift Protocol as well. Without further ado, we got Crisp Henny and Big Z _ Pub Key. And how's it going?
Good, man. Thanks for having us.
Hey.
Yeah, it's like to be here.
Awesome. Sounds like, you know what I mean? For the people, I'm gonna put you on blast, Key. For the people who don't know, it's his birthday, so shout out, happy birthday! But yeah, you know, without I guess further ado, again, if you don't mind, just kind of introduce yourselves, and then let us know, one, what got you into the space of crypto in general, and then two, what got y'all, I guess, starting and making Drift Protocol.
Yeah, so Drift is a decentralized derivatives exchange on top of Solana. We got started like earlier this year over the summer. My background is I was a software engineer at Amazon for like 4 years, and then just got very into crypto over the last year and a half during COVID, and kind of fell in love with the Solana ecosystem, and then was looking for something to do, and actually found Z and our other two co-founders, Cindy and David, on Twitter, like during the last Solana hackathon in May. And so that's kind of how I joined the squad. Z can give his background.
Yeah, so I come from the hedge fund world, and you know, I noticed the explosion in DeFi late last year, early this year, and just kept an eye on it and met up with our other two founders and eventually found Chris to build this out. And we've just launched on an alpha closed mainnet, so we're slowly releasing tickets so that people can finally start to use Drift Protocol as we're just coming out. So super excited to talk about it.
And for some people that are listening, and I'm sure some people know about the protocols, things like that. Of course, some people are gonna be new listening in general. When you mean trade on the alpha mainnet, what was it? What is a mainnet overall? Is that just where you trade, or what is that?
Yeah, so mainnet is just the network that you interact with, like when you're using Solana. So it's just like the normal network that you interact with. We call it mainnet because when you're developing, there's networks with fake money that you can like test all your smart contracts, called DevNet. And so mainnet's just like where all the real Solana and USDC are, essentially.
Hey,
Like if you go into your Phantom wallet, you could actually connect to DevNet if you wanted to, but you don't need to.
Even me, I didn't know about that one. That was actually gonna be another question because I was reading y'all stuff on the what is it, DevNet, the mainnet. I guess another honestly simple question, or maybe simple question for I guess the perpetuals. I think it is. That's I guess what is that, and is Drift Protocol about the trading, or what things can you do on Drift?
Yeah, Z, you want to break down what a perpetual future is since you're the hedge fund lad?
Sure. So perpetual future just means it's a future that isn't expiring, and it's closest actually to like a 1 day or a 1 hour future contract on Solana. That's just automatically rolled, and the funding payment is kind of detached from the price. So in like normal futures, I guess like all of our funding payments are tied into the price that you see. But here it's like segmented out, so you just see a price, and then kind of like payments that you have to do based on that every hour.
You want to break down what a future is too, even more broadly, maybe?
Yeah, so futures, instead of buying outright Solana, you're buying a contract with somebody, which is kind of like a bet that you make with your friend, like if at a bar, right? You just make a bet between two people. I think the price is going up from here. I think the price is going down from there. And so one person's winning and the other person's paying them, right?
Gotcha.
And with our AMM, just sticking with that analogy, you're basically making a bet with a transparent person who will take the side of any bet. Um, just in a nutshell, instead of finding somebody to bet with, you can just bet with us.
Yeah, so people use futures because you can invest in the price of an asset going up or down, right? So if you only buy a normal crypto, you're betting on it going up, but this allows you long or short exposure. And a perpetual future is just a way to stay in that bet long or short, like perpetually, instead of like it ending on a certain date. Um, and they're very like native to crypto. So a lot of like on central exchanges, people trade perpetual futures very often.
Can you only trade perpetuals on Drift?
Yeah, currently it's only perpetuals.
Is there plans to like move to like a spot, or is it just going to be Solana's #1 perpetual trading protocol?
Right now, we're planning on just expanding to different types of derivatives over time. We could potentially offer spot. I mean, if we were to do something with spot, it'd probably compose on top of something like Serum that's already offering spot.
Right.
So that's essentially what Mango is doing too.
That's what I was.
Right,
That
they
was my next
compose
question: is
on top of
what's the
Serum.
difference between you guys and Mango, basically, for anyone who's like newer to trading and doesn't understand, but is familiar with Mango because they've been around. What's the difference between your service and Mango's service?
Yeah, so this is like a more technical feature, but fundamentally they're using an order book and we're using AMM,
Okay.
which is an automated market maker. And so uh, like the way the prices move is based on that kind of like price discovery mechanism. So as
Yeah.
an order book, you need market makers that are constantly trying to like compete for a spread to make money, and that's like how the price stays efficient. And they kind of suck money out of the system. Where with an
Right.
AMM, you can like code that into the blockchain how the price should move, and so you actually don't need to give fees back to like these market makers. So we use an AMM, and what that means is like actually we can keep fees in our system instead of them being extracted by market makers, and we actually
Mhm.
use those fees to give it back to the markets to like keep the exchange super efficient. So it's kind of interesting. Order books are like obviously like how centralized exchanges work, and AMMs kind of popped up in the blockchain space, and they're like native to crypto, and they have these interesting properties where they like get rid of these legacy players that are market makers,
Mhm.
and so we're kind of leaning into the AMM route currently.
Cool.
And Z can kind of talk to the kind of about how you can think about slippage and like the spread with returns to order books and AMMs as well. That's kind of probably the defining feature that like pops up for users um, when they like interact with these things.
Quick question with the for some of the newer people, because I like to count myself as the newer person in the crypto, well, not the crypto world, but in the scenes like these. So basically the order, because that was one of the questions as well. What's the difference between the VAMA, the automated maker, and then the order book? So the order books basically is, when you mean what a market maker, that's an actual person like putting money into whatever that is, or I guess what exactly is a market maker?
Yeah, Z, you want to take this?
Sure. So I guess a market maker you can think is like somebody who's willing to buy and sell. Um, they want to buy for a tiny bit cheaper and sell for a tiny bit more expensive, right?
Gotcha.
So they'll make money if if there's one buy and one sell, they make something called a spread. And that spread is kind of like that's their income. Um, Whereas on Drift, there is zero spread, like technically speaking. So for an infinitesimally small trade size, you're not you are basically paying the price that you see, and you're not crossing any spread. And as drift grows, that definition of the small trade size becomes even bigger and bigger. So for an average person, it just as we grow, like that price change is going to be negligible compared to the spread that you see on FTX or Serum.
Okay. What chose y'all to I guess do it that way? Is it just less fees, better for I guess drift, or what chose y'all made to do the automated maker that way, market maker?
Yeah, so first of all, we definitely wanted to try something that's slightly different in this space, right? We're all about like everybody trying out a different, like crypto's all like one big experiment still, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's going great, but it's still in an experimental phase. And we're experimenting with kind of a more crypto native model, piggybacking off of price discovery happening elsewhere, such that the users kind of like all the fees that users are paying are kind of coming back to them rather than going to like a big player who's kind of, we think of it as like maybe sucking wealth out. I mean, they're providing value and sucking wealth out, but we're thinking this is more like a co-op, right? Where everybody comes together, trades, and all the money and fees that they're paying actually come back to them.
I gotcha.
An AMM is more transparent and like deterministic. And so in that sense, with relating to how you think about like blockchains being able to understand what's going on, it's all the market making is happening on chain, so you can reason more clearly about what's going on. Where if you're dependent on market makers, they can basically do things that you don't expect, right? And so they can be providing liquidity and then they can leave. They can spoof and fake what prices they're providing for. So it's kind of like if you're using an order book, even if it's on chain, the market makers that are operating off chain can still do things that are confusing and not transparent, right? And so that's why people are very excited about AMMs, because they're always online and they're on chain and you know what to expect from them. So that's like one benefit is transparency, and the other one is like Zane kind of brought up with like the co-op type nature, where we can keep the fees in the protocol and then use those fees to make the curve, the AMM curve, more efficient over time. And so it's like instead of giving these fees to these market makers who could leave, it stays in the protocol and keeps the things more efficient, right? And so I was just like, you're incentivizing people to, like, you're giving the money back to the traders in like an indirect way, right? So it's kind of just you're picking a different dimension along which you want to like provide a market, and we think it's kind of more native to crypto with that transparency and like getting rid of like a middleman essentially. And there's AMMs and there's order books, but there's overlap. So like you can put order book like functionality on top of an AMM, and so you can still get like limit orders as well. So it's not just so like binary, like one or the other. And so one thing we'll probably do in our next version is add limit orders on top of our AMM. But we're really excited about this idea of like getting rid of just like your like classical market makers.
I had someone just DM me a pretty interesting question. Shout out Thornton for this question. It's how do you guys monetize? How does Drift Protocol stay afloat?
Yeah, so we've announced this, that the core team raised money to basically start the development of Drift. But basically now that the contract's on chain, the V1, like the smart contracts are there. It's an AMM, so it's not dependent on like market makers to keep it running. And then like every other part of the system, that like any work that's required off chain, basically there's an economic incentive for other people to run it. So liquidations, like a lot of other protocols do this, they're keepers, but like if they act in the interest of the protocol, like they make money. And we haven't like really publicly announced this, but we've also added to the smart contract where if you host a GUI, you can make like a share of the fees that the exchange makes. So the idea is like the core team like burrs the smart contract, and then like because the smart contract's hosted on Solana, it can exist indefinitely. And then any part that you need off chain, there's economic incentives for other parties to keep it going. So, and then, yeah, does that make sense?
Yep.
When I probably should have asked you in the beginning of all this. When did Drift Protocol come out? How long y'all been out for in the space, in crypto Solana space?
Well, we just started letting users on this week on Monday. Cindy and David got started on the idea in, I think, like May, and then Zane joined a little bit after, and I joined in July. So we've been working on it like for the last 5-6 months.
Hell yeah.
But we literally just launched on Mainnet, and now we're gating access to it. So slowly letting more people and increasing basically the deposits that people can put into the system, just to like kind of safely grow it.
With these, I guess since y'all opened, I guess we went live on the Monday. Is that what the tickets are, or how? Because I know some people are in here trying to get the tickets, trying to win the tickets, everything like that. What do the tickets do? And I guess can they use them now, or not now, but whenever you do get them?
So if you go to alpha.drift.trade and you try to connect your wallet, if you don't have a ticket, it'll just basically say, like, it'll block you. And if you do have a ticket, then you can do deposits. And a ticket is just, it's an NFT that you hold in your wallet. And so when you go to interact with the contract, it checks that you're the owner of the NFT.
Nice.
And if you are, then you can deposit. And if you're not, then it'll throw an error. So the NFT, it's a way of like gating access to the protocol on the blockchain using like NFT. So if you get the ticket, it's in your Phantom wallet, and you can it's like a little spinning ticket. So it's just like kind of a easy way to gate people, to like slowly gate access to the protocol over time.
No, I like it. It makes people want to have that and like be a part of it on that one. With other than like the giveaway that we're having, because we will announce by the end of it we got some people we chose when we first had it out there, the tweet from 2 days ago. We got some people that will be winning, so keep an eye out on that one. But how would people get that without I guess winning it or anything like that? Do they go into the Discord or being active that way, or how do they get a ticket?
Yeah, join the Discord and can just reach out on Twitter. Sydney, our other founder, has been handling a lot of the I guess incoming requests for tickets. There's a lot of people asking for them, but yeah, the best thing to do is to get in the Discord and just be active.
Nice.
Yeah, we love people who ask thought-provoking questions. Like they're generally interested in derivatives and want to see the space grow. So anyone that's asking questions like that, will definitely, keep an eye on them.
Do you guys think what are the challenges for you guys legally? Since you guys are a decentralized exchange, I'm not sure how far that reaches into you guys, but what are the legal challenges that you guys know you have now, and some that you're expecting in the future?
Yeah, I mean, basically, like U.S. citizens can't use it, or at least, yeah. So that's kind of the de facto
Right, for sure.
status of every DeFi project these days.
What do you think that is?
Like, why are projects doing this?
Yeah, or no? Why do you think the U.S. is so the U.S. seems to be such a strict place when it comes to crypto innovation?
Yeah, because people don't know money's in Canada, so he can do whatever he wants with his stuff. You know what I mean?
That's
People
not true.
like
I can
me-
do less, I think.
Oh, is it? Oh, snap. Okay.
At least in Ontario. I know out west it's a little better, but
I think a lot of the rules that govern this stuff were written now like 80 years ago, and at the time it made sense. And governments are big now and they're slow moving, so it's kind of like things are going on, but technically they would be illegal, and the government's not like actively changing the old laws, and so like I don't think anyone's actively trying. Well, I think a lot of it's just like governments don't change really fast, and there's these old
Right.
laws, and they're just not accommodating. And definitely hoping that there is a way that it is more accommodating to crypto in the future.
Do you think they're just doing it to buy time until they can get a better look at it and better understand the technology? So they're just like, nope, can't do anything yet. We just got to make sure we know what's going on, and then we'll get our piece, and then you guys can do it. Or do you think they're more leaning towards more restrictive role in terms of like crypto as a whole?
Um, yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say. Like, obviously, the government's made up of like so many people, so there's not like one take. I think it's tricky because in some ways, crypto challenges like the sovereignty of the government because it's like taking more control of money and making it like decoupling it from the state. But then there's also the aspect of like if countries tax crypto and like embrace it, it can also be super valuable. So I think it's tough. It's just like not black and white, but I'm definitely bullish on countries that are embracing it. Like I think that's why everyone's so hyped on Lisbon right now.
Me too. I'm trying to find out how I can get Portuguese citizenship. Me and Thug, we both want to move to Portugal and start a Solana crypto Twitter house.
Dope.
Yeah. Are you gonna be in? Are you gonna go for Breakpoint?
I can't because I'm not fully vaccinated. I won't be until December something, so I can't miss it. But maybe next time I can hit it
Damn.
up.
Yeah, maybe if it just becomes a permanent hangout spot for Solana people.
That's
But
what we're kind of joking about it on Twitter, but I think we're kind of half joking. I think we're all kind of half serious about it.
It's a joke till
Yeah.
it happens. It's like, and it's now we're live. You know.
Yeah.
What are some things? I know you just went like live on Monday, so of course that's a big thing there. What are some things y'all are excited for on the future, or are there any things people can, I guess, expect, or like what do y'all want for the future?
Yeah. There's a few things. I guess I'll speak first, and then Zane can go too. So we haven't like open sourced the code yet in our SDK, so that's coming over the next couple weeks. And once that's out, basically devs can start building their own bots to trade on top of it, liquidator bots, etc. So personally, I'm very excited to start building out the dev community, um, and basically just like keep working to improve the product. So uh, there's lots of like requests on how we can make the product better. For example, like adding stop loss and stop profits. To our platform. So literally just like keep going down the like product rabbit hole and making it better and getting more people trading on it. Because the nature of an AMM is like the more people who are on it, like it works better. So it's actually right now it's like the most stressful part. And so just like driving more adoption is what I'm most excited for.
Nice.
And who are you targeting? Do you think you're going to be targeting like centralized exchange users to try and hop and make them come over to on-chain trading, or do you think like you're going to try and just target people who are already using Solana? Maybe they're just like trading NFTs and they trade on Coinbase, but you want to solidify everything on-chain.
Yeah, I mean the like more macro bullish case for us is traders that are on centralized exchanges move over to Solana and basically onboard to DeFi, which is like the amount of people on Solana relative to like all these people on centralized exchanges is so small, right? So it's not even about trying to get people that are already on Solana use. Like we want them and they're going to be the first users, but it's like making a product that's so good that like people that are used to centralized exchanges want to move here, just because like there is the benefit of like being like non-custodian, et cetera, like all the decentralized benefits, but the trading experience needs to be good enough to compete with centralized exchanges, and I think that's why like you haven't seen derivatives pop off as much. It's because the trading experience isn't as good yet, but um, yeah, I think we'll be competitive, and like we're like I'm excited to see more and more DeFi happening in general on Solana, and like we want to be part of like the push to get a lot more people like running on Solana.
Because that's what I was just gonna say. To your point, I come from obviously like 90% of people probably from a centralized trading And I used Mango for the first time, and I was like, wow, this is really cool. I can do all this on chain, and I can earn like that. They do like a liquidity thing, and you can earn like 30% on your USD deposits and stuff like that. So that's what drew me in. And but my only complaint was the user experience obviously isn't as fleshed out and isn't as seamless. And I was just looking at your guys' protocol though, and it's impressive. It's the UI is really really nice. You guys did a really good job. All the pop-ups work. It's really smooth. I like how it defaults in dark mode. That's a huge thing for me. So good job on that,
Yeah.
guys. I'm definitely gonna keep checking it out for sure.
Thanks. Yeah, I appreciate it. I mean, I think yeah, Zane worked for a hedge fund, and Cindy and David ran a hedge fund, and so like they're essentially product managers and like have very high standards. Um, and the product can keep getting a lot of better, but it is nice having like we're building something that like we've always used, and so want to like really create a great trading experience. And like honestly, that's how this thing like a lot of people care about decentralization, but not so much that they're gonna like have a shitty trading experience. So that's like
Yeah.
something we really want to focus on is just making people feel like we want to have like a very smooth trading experience.
Yeah, and to add to your point about earning yield, so we really want to emphasize the fact that um, maintaining a perp position and then properly changing your risk is a very high yield strategy that's like real yield rather than like a farm like farm coin yield and like versus some other protocols. So we're working with like people who are creating vaults, etc. So people can just passively invest underneath the scenes, like they're doing perpetual trading, but from their perspective, they're just earning yield on a deposit in the same quote asset. So we're excited to like kind of show like the yield generating parts of DeFi as well.
Yeah, so I guess this kind of comes back to composability of DeFi. Is like we can have our protocol, and then we can have programs built on top of it that then are can have like different values. So in a perp, you collect funding based on like trading in the right way, and over time, you can like the APY is super high, like something like 80%. So when we calculated last, so if you arbitrage the right way, like you can collect all that funding, but that can be kind of hard to do. So then you can actually have um, a vault on top of it that like automates that for you, and you just deposit your money into that like funding type vault. And so that's kind of what we're looking um, to do moving forward. So um,
I have a question with because y'all said you're gonna be having people build on like on top of y'all's thing. For people who are listening that are coders and that are interested in like, hey, I want to do X, Y, and Z. I guess one, what is that built on? Is that built on like Rust? Because again, I'm not a coder at all. I just know Rust is I guess Solana or like can like an not everyday coder, but can a coder? I guess how do they learn that stuff or maybe not learn it, but how do they get in contact with you and say, hey, we got X, Y, and Z we want to try and do? Boom. Like,
yeah, hop in the Discord or like reach out to me on Twitter. Um, it's right now like our SDK isn't out, but that'll be out soon, and then it'll be easier to just like kind of plug in without talking to me. Um, but more generally, there's kind of like there's different ways that you can like integrate with the system. So if you wanted to write like a Solana program that talks to our program, which is kind of like this vault that we were just talking about, like you'd have to write contracts on chain, which would require Rust.
gotcha.
But if you just want to run like bots, like you want to run trading bots or liquidator bots, that can be. We have our SDKs in TypeScript, and that's all off chain, and so you don't have to worry about like writing like Rust and like learning how to like do Solana contracts. So there's like varying degrees of like what you need to know to participate. And also, if you like wanted to build your own UI on top of our app, you could also do that. So it's kind of like there's different places that you can like plug in based on your skill set.
Heard that. Yeah, because I know we got a family member who codes and everything. They don't know Rust or anything like that. I've been trying to tell them to come on over, but you know, it's hard when you're not a dev or anything like that. Hey, come on over. Why?
Yeah.
It's fast. Come on over. All right, Chris. All right, bro. You know what I mean? You know. But
Trust me, bro.
you know, just trust. Yeah. All right. Yeah, you're crazy. No, so I mean that's pretty cool that y'all are allowing that as well, because if I mean people that are, like you said, like interested into the space, and they want to, I guess help the community in general. Like that's honestly that's awesome in that aspect of it. I think you mentioned before who I guess just because we are kind of wrapping up, or not wrapping up now, but we're at the 30-minute marker, and I told y'all, you know, we're not gonna hold y'all hostage for a long time. One, I guess, where can they find y'all again, and then who is the part of the team? And I am pretty sure y'all said y'all are hiring. Is it the same type of ordeal? One, what are you looking for? And then, is it hopping Discord is the best way to find y'all, or what are y'all looking for?
Yeah, so Drift Protocol is the Twitter. Drift.trade is the website. And yeah, if you get there, you could find our Discord. I don't think there's an easy Discord link. Yeah, I mean, software engineer, so we're looking to hire software engineers. So um,
If you're a
if
software
that's
engineer,
you,
holla at 'em.
yeah, just DM me. Or we have job postings, I think, on the website too. So, but overall, like, yeah, if people are excited about the project, like, we're just looking for talented people in general. So if you are just interested in getting involved in community or any type of role, definitely just reach out to us. Um,
Hell yeah. With the, I mean, last, I mean, question on the ticket part. One, I mean, after the podcast and everything, if people are listening now, basically comment. It doesn't matter if it's in YouTube or the Twitch comments. Hashtag Drift Protocol. We got basically 5 of them we're gonna be giving away. So within probably 24 to 48 hours, we'll tell y'all on that one, because the other ones I'll mention, because we got again, y'all gave us 25 to give away. So the heads up on there. Kind of with the, I'm kind of interested. Like, where do y'all think y'all will be? I mean, we've asked like NFT projects, so of course it's not an NFT project in this one. But where do y'all want to see ourselves in the 4, 6, year down the road? You know what I mean? Where's y'all's mind? Where's y'all's goal?
yeah, I mean, we want the exchange to have a lot of users, a lot of people trading on it. Hope to have built out a larger community of people building on top of it, running their own bots and like participating actively in the system. And yeah, once we get our first version, like with um, basically like sufficient amount of support and it's kind of running itself, start looking towards like our next version, making it better based on customer feedback and just like a bunch of different ideas we have. So it's kind of this trade-off all the time. In product development, you have all these ideas, but you need to ship things. And so like we have so many ideas. And so already like thinking about like the next version as well.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, I mean, just keep getting more users and like keep shipping good software. Like it's
All
kind of what is kind of the goal.
Were any, I guess, last questions you had, Money, or anything that I haven't brought up that y'all are excited about that I wanted to at least mention, anything like that, or?
No, I'm really excited. A couple people have messaged me too. They're really excited to try it out, and we'll eventually, I guess, it'll be open. You won't need a ticket to trade, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
when would that
I'm
be,
just really,
roughly?
yeah.
Over the next couple weeks. I don't know if we've definitively decided on a date, but
Oh, so the timeline's weeks. It's not like months or anything.
no. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I'm really excited to try it out, and I might make a video on it just to give a little review if you guys don't mind, because I like this kind of stuff.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Pup, you want to add anything on that one, or you're good? You're good with everything as well?
Yeah. No, Chris is just sharing what we're all thinking. You know, we're just waiting and gonna see what the feedback looks like and just improve from there.
Hell yeah. Off topic, put you on the spot. What's your plans for your birthday? Boom.
Went out last night. Sounds like you went out last night too.
I did. Yesterday was my birthday, so I didn't go as hard as I thought I was, which I'm happy because I had
Everybody had
sunglasses on and
normal.
everything.
Yeah, so just getting dinner with friends and not going super hard like Saturdays, right? So
For sure. On that, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. After this, we are gonna be putting a tweet out with all the winners because I do not want to be mean or disrespectful and mess up y'all's names because I am great at doing that. So everyone, again, if you heard before, type the hashtag Drift Protocol in the comments below, and we will be picking 5 more people to basically get that ticket so you can try the Mainnet with that real cash money. On that note, though, go ahead and hit follow on Drift Protocol. Go ahead and go in their Discord. And as always, y'all, stay fresh, stay clean, stay positive. Crisp, Henny, thank you very much for coming in. Biggs, again, thank you for coming in. And if you don't mind, I would say give me a caw-caw, but I don't want y'all to do that to y'all. Till next time, y'all. Caw-caw! Appreciate it, y'all. You have a good one.
Thanks, guys.